Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Aston Villa 3, Everton 0. A night to forget at Villa Park. It is what it is. Everton have gone down to their first defeat of the season in any competition, and hopefully that'll be the only game we get beaten for a while. We'll wait and see. We've got another one on Tuesday. Tough game, as I said in my instant match reaction. For an hour, I thought we did quite well, and then subs changed the game on both sides. Rondon going off left us with no target man, and then bringing on Bailey, give them an out ball, and obviously someone with a hell of a lot of pace, and obviously good on the dead ball as well. So it was tough. It was a tough game. I don't think it requires the meltdown that I'm seeing in so many places. People point scoring about whatever they can feel they need to point score about, whether it's the manager not playing someone, whether it's the manager playing someone, whether it's the director of football, whatever it is. It's a defeat. We got beat. It is what it is. Sometimes it happens in football. Sometimes you play a side and you've got, some of your best players missing, and they've got all their players, and that's the way it works. That's football. That's how it conspires sometimes. It is what it is. Let's start with Begovic, obviously, in goal. I worried before the game about Begovic on set pieces, because I thought against Huddersfield, I thought he was dreadful in commanding his box. To be fair, he did make a really, really good save from their first attempt on goal, the corner. But I thought after that, though, he doesn't really inspire confidence for me, certainly. And I thought their second goal, although it was Luca Dean who obviously headed it in, I did feel like he should have done better. Like a big, massive shout, and him coming out and taking that ball. I don't know. That's just the way I felt anyway. But I've given the benefit of the doubt. His kicking was fine. So I've given him a 6 because he did make that really good save. But I do wonder whether he could have done better, because he is looking at the ball. I know you're always taught, if you're the player looking at the ball, you should take control of the situation. Ben Godfrey playing right back tonight, not a position he's played for since I don't think Southampton, and that was our first defeat last season, and he wasn't great in that, and I didn't think he was. I thought first half, I thought he was fine, I thought he was good going forward, I thought there was a couple of moments he looked a little bit shaky. I think there was one where he slipped over, and that led to them breaking and getting a shot off. The third goal is dreadful, and all it needs him to be is a little bit further over the pitch, dealing with the man he's supposed to be dealing with, and he's not. And I couldn't care less what position you're playing. That's just a bad error. Doesn't matter what position you play in. If you're playing right back, you should know to be able, you should be able to see the player you're marking. And you should have one eye on him, thinking if that ball gets to him, I've got to be closer. I thought that was abysmal from Ben Godfrey. I really do. And I understand when people say, "Oh, he's not a right back. He's a defender." You've got to sniff the danger. You've got to think a ball will go over and it will go to him, and he's fast, and he didn't. And I just thought that was really, really poor defending. Mad thing is, if he's on the left hand side, he probably does deal with it. But I think Godfrey, there was the one he got booked on as well, where Bailey, the first thing Bailey did, really, I just don't think he liked playing up against maybe someone who was just a little bit faster than him. So I've give Ben Godfrey a 4. But I mean, listen. We spoke about it all summer, about getting a right back in, and we didn't have the money to get one in, ultimately, I imagine. And these are the games when it comes back to bite. I'd like to think if Seamus Coleman was playing there, Seamus Coleman would. Even if... See, what Seamus Coleman probably doing in that situation is Seamus Coleman is thinking, I can't beat him for pace, so I've got to be over there. And in other words, if I go over, the whole defence goes over. That's that's experience, that's leadership. And maybe Ben Godfrey didn't feel like that, you know. But I imagine Seamus Coleman would have, or he would have told somebody, get over there. I've got to do with this job. You get over there and do that job. That wasn't there in that moment. And Ben Godfrey was caught. Luca Dean. Again, I thought Luca Dean in the first half was fine. He was attacking. He was getting crosses in. He looked okay. And then the first real moment he had to defend, he's caught Willen, really. Matty Cash is just wants it more, I think. Just wants it a little bit more. And does him. Cuts inside. Then you've got to ask questions about, you know, Michael Keane then. Why isn't someone else coming over? But Luca Dean, and I just, you know, he obviously goes on and scores an own goal. The own goal is, it's poor, it's a great ball, but it's poor communication between him and the goalkeeper and the centre halves. Because that ball, you know, that's why people whip a ball in like that. They whip a ball in like that for that reason. Only takes a touch, and that's why Everton. You see a lot of Everton corners coming flat, looking for the same objective. And what you need there is you need someone probably talking to Luca Dean, someone else going to deal with it, and maybe maybe they do, maybe they don't. So we're not on the pitch, we don't know. But it's poor all round. But I just thought, goals change games, and that goal did. That goal changed the game. At that point, we were in a good position at 0-0 at that point, and that goal completely changed the game. So, yeah, it's maybe why the manager wants a centre back. You know, we're hearing that the manager wants a centre back, a top centre back, because that's the difference in there. I think a top centre back maybe deals with both of those situations, the first goal and the second goal, steps in for the first goal and then deals with the corner for the second goal. And also you've got that, if he's a leader, deals with the third goal as well by telling you, to understanding and telling your defence to get over. Michael, so I've given Luca Dean 4. Michael Keane, he was okay in majority of the game. Little mistakes that he got away with most of the one. But the first goal, you can look at the first goal saying, why isn't he over there quick enough to deal with Matty Cash once he's got past Luca Dean? Why hasn't he seen this? And that, you know, even though it's Dean's fault, I think a centre-back, like a better centre-back will get over there and spot the danger. I've always said one of my biggest problems with Michael Keane is he doesn't sense the danger. He just deals with it afterwards. And what ultimately that can be too late. I think great centre backs see danger coming a miles away and spot it and deal with it before. Listen, he's not a great centre back, but he should be a better centre back. So I've given Michael Keane a 5. Luca Dean, Yerry Mina on the other hand is someone who does spot the danger and does deal with it. And I thought Yerry Mina dealt with everything tonight that came to him. Diving headers to get rid of the ball, trying to rough them up. Because to be fair, their forwards didn't have that much. They didn't do that much. They had shots from outside. Watkins didn't do anything tonight. Ings was a little bit more clever. He was playing outside the box. He was trying to turn people and stuff. But they didn't do that much. And Yerry Mina, I think, dealt with everything tonight that come towards him. And I think he definitely didn't deserve to be on the losing side. Definitely didn't deserve to be in that defence. And I thought he, you know, the times he was there to just put a block in or a diving header or whatever. I thought he was great tonight. So I've give Yerry Mina 7.5. As I said, I don't think he deserved to be on the losing side tonight, Mina. He is, as I said, he is a good defender. He is definitely our best defender, and I think that's why, certainly for me, I want to see him and Godfrey play together, because I don't think, I said this the other day and I got a little bit of criticism. I think as a defender, Godfrey's got things to learn. Of course he has. But I think his pace and his strength, and playing next to someone like Yerry Mina, he'll learn. He'll learn what he needs to do. And that's why I want to see him next to Yerry Mina rather than Michael Keane. But of course, in games like today, you don't always have that luxury, because obviously the manager wants a physical right back and someone with a bit of pace, and John Joe Kenny isn't quite there, hasn't quite got that, hasn't quite got the stature either. Certainly if you want to go forward as well, because obviously in the first half, Ben Godfrey was going forward a little bit as well. That tailed off a little bit in the second half, but in the first half, in fact, he put the ball in, didn't he, for the first real chance. Yeah, so I've given Yerry Mina 7.5. Decore and Allen. I thought Decore and Allen they got overrun for a lot of the game. They had an extra man in there, and I thought they were both perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Seeing people having a go at Allen, I thought Allen was perfectly fine tonight. I thought Decore was in there nicking the ball, and then I just thought they were overrun, the pair of them. I thought we needed an extra man in there. I think that's why I brought Gomez on. I wouldn't have brought Gomez. Normally, I wouldn't have brought Gomez on for Rondon, but Rondon did look knackered. Simple as that. So you had to make that change. If everything was equal, I probably would have took a Iwobi off and had an extra man in midfield. I just thought they had that extra man, they were busy, and I just thought, it's difficult. This is why the game, you can look at the game saying it changed with them having Bailey going off, but I actually think it changed with Rondon going off, because once he went off, we had no focal point. I'll come back to that in a minute. But I'd give Decore and Allen both 6s. I think they both worked hard. I just think they were overrun ultimately. And you even had Ings dropping in, allowing Ollie Watkins to be the central player up front. And tonight, when you've got players, when you've got more players in there, and the ball just keeps coming back all the time, but it's hard. But up to when they scored, for that 5-10 minutes before that, I thought we were really, really grabbing hold of the game. And you look at the counter attack that led to the chance just before they scored, the chance for Gray. That come from the midfield, breaking it down, breaking their attacks down. But tonight was just one of those games. Iwobi, I thought he was trying to do good things. It just wasn't coming off for him. And again, maybe not having a centre forward to give the ball to and use. It just never worked on tonight. Just never worked. He was neat and tidy, but again, it just didn't work for him. It wasn't a case of him not trying. It just didn't come off, and it was just one of those classic Iwobi performances tonight, I think. So I've given him a 5. Townsend, I think Townsend was probably the same tonight as well. Again, he was trying things and they just weren't coming off. He wasn't getting the space. He didn't have someone running past him all the time on that side to offer him something. So it was difficult. It was difficult for him tonight. So I'd give him a 6. Again, worked hard, but nothing really came off for him tonight. You're not going to have worldies like the one the other night, are you, every week? Damari Gray, I've given Damari Gray 7.5. Really bright, really busy. First half, he takes Mings on and whips one in, and Rondon, if he's a couple of weeks fitter, gets on the end of that, or Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets on the end of it. He was behind all that good invention tonight. Just unlucky, just he put that one wide just before they scored. And if that goes in, it's a different game, completely different game. But he just looks like he's got something that we haven't had for a while. He's got that little burst of pace. He's inventive. He wants to try things. He wants to take people on. He wants to get shots off. He's not scared of anyone. And keep that going, please. Keep going, because that's exactly what we haven't had for a while. And as I say, if that shot goes in, you know, it's a completely different game. So I've given Damari Gray a 7.5 tonight. I thought he did really well, and on another night he gets a goal. It just wasn't meant to be tonight. Rondon, really difficult for Rondon. He would not be expecting to play up front for Everton after being at the club for a week and a half. He just wouldn't, or whatever it is, and you could tell he wasn't fit at all. You could tell, and to be fair, we didn't actually put too many crosses in. Put low crosses in for him, but we didn't actually put too many high crosses in for him. And he was, the one he had in the first couple of minutes was a half chance where if he's a little bit fitter, maybe he gets a toe onto it. The one, like I've just said, Damari Gray whips one in, and again he's just a yard short, and that's just down to fitness. And as soon as he came, it's one of those things when you at anything you do physically, you'll know yourself. Anyone will know themselves. If you're doing anything physical and once you stop, and then try and start going again, it's really difficult. And I really felt like that for Rondon at half time. I think when he went in at half time and sat down for 15 minutes, when he came out second half, he was done. He was absolutely done. And that's complete fitness. That is real fit. That's just your fitness levels. Ideally, he would have started on Tuesday rather than tonight. But Tarkowski going through with Charlison makes that a different story. And he was done at half time, and ultimately we had nothing else. Ellis Sims has only just started training, and Ellis Sims hasn't kicked the ball for the first team, so you can't say, "Oh, we should have brought him on." This is the first time Rondon's been. He played 10 minutes the other night. This is the first time he started a Premier League game for a couple of years, and obviously you could see it. And once he went off, we didn't have a focal. We didn't have a focal point. And that's it. And once you don't have a focal point on the football pitch, it's really difficult. Some teams get away with it because they're all well drilled and they can play a false number 9. And we're not a team like that. We need an outball. We need to be able to put the ball up the pitch and someone holds onto it or runs onto it. And once Rondon's legs are gone, that was it. We were gone. And that sadly, that's just the way it was, and he's not fit. I'd give him probably a 5.5. Maybe a 6. I'll give him a 6. Only because I felt like when he was off the pitch, we needed him on the pitch, but that's not his fault. He just wasn't fit. He's not fit. Simple as that. Everton have two of their best strikers, or their best 2 strikers, not playing. And that's the most annoying thing about the whole thing. Ultimately, if you can't replace him with anyone, what do you do? Andre Gomez, come on, just with half an hour to go. Never made any influence on the game at all. Never did anything on the game like we saw the other night. Basically, he never really got hold, because within a couple of minutes of him coming on with 2-0 down, and what do you do then? He was brought on to try and get a grip of the midfield, and we couldn't at that point because they broke really quick, scored a couple of goals, and the game changed. That game completely changed. So, and really the other subs weren't really on long enough. Really, Tom Davis and John Joe came on late just to try and probably make sure we didn't concede any more goals. That is the way we go. What people's asking me in the comments to do a rating for the manager and stuff. All I would say is that nothing that happened tonight is the manager's fault. Simple as that. And if you think it was, then I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. When you lose your goalkeeper, you the number one goalkeeper, your number one right back, and two of your best forwards. What do you do? What do you do if you haven't got the replacements either to back them up? Anthony Gordon came on as well, but he didn't do anything either because he's not ready. Because he's simply not ready to play Premier League football, which I've been saying for a year. But what do you do? It is football. It is Premier League football. Things can change in the blink of an eye. And tonight, individual mistakes have cost us. And, Villa deserved the 3 points because they changed the game. They had subs to bring on and change the game, like we did on Monday night. And that's just the way it is. You will lose games of football. Of course you will. You will lose games of football. Everyone will lose games of football. It's how you bounce back from it. We've got a game on Tuesday. We've got a game on Saturday. It's how you bounce back from it. I honestly, it is what it is. I hate losing games of football, and I hate losing to teams that I don't feel like we should lose to. But when you've got 4 of your best players missing, what annoys me more than anything is people looking for excuses. That's what annoys me more than anything. And I'm not looking for excuses. We have got players missing tonight, but I'm not using that as an excuse. They brought on a brilliant player, and he's ended up changing, the game. So fair play. Fair play. We've been beaten because our squad isn't actually that good. Ultimately, our squad is not that good. It's thin, and we have to use the players we've got as best we can. Unfortunately, we will get times of the season when we will miss players and we will have players out, and we have to deal with that. But the problem is that what annoys me is when people go cherry picking and go, well, tonight we lost because James Rodriguez wasn't on the bench. Well, did we win the other night because James Rodriguez wasn't on the bench? Or tonight it's all Brands' fault for buying a right back? Well, was the other night Brands' fault for not having a right back? Like, it is what it is. The season started now, and we have to just get it. We have to just get on with it. We are where we are. With our first 11, we'll win games, and once you scratch the surface, we're in a little bit of trouble in terms of what we are. And players have to do better. Ben Godfrey has to play right back again. He has to do better. Simple as that. If other players are out of position, they have to do better. But that's it. We got beat. That's just the way it is. It'll happen again. It's happened plenty of times before. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will get Baz's videos out as soon as possible. He's just sent them to me from a car park in Wales, which is great. He's probably in Aberdeen with no shoes on, eating Toblerone. There you go. It is what it is. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll have the final word on Monday. And it's not too long before we play QPR Tuesday as well. So there you go. Leave this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon. Thank you for watching. The links are in the description. See you later.